Radio drama by Kathleen Price. Fading Memory. The following story is about Pat Sanchez, a wildlife conservationist from Europe facing a progressive and fatal disease. Pat has moved to the UK and she's working on a conservation project to save the wildcat colony from extinction. According to the National Geographic, Britain used to be home to a wide variety of lynx, wolves, bears and wildcats. Of these, only the wildcat is left. And it's in deep trouble. Wildcats are an essential part of our ecosystem. They keep other smaller animals in control. Despite being carnivores, they also contribute to the well-being of green vegetations by limiting the number of herbivores. They play an important role in the maintenance and preservation of necessary plant population and help towards preventing climate change. Pat arrives at a massive building site to have a meeting with one of the owners of the development company, Martin, to mitigate problems between a super large new scientific observatory construction and planning of a wildcat conservation area. Pat's wildcat conservation plans are clashing with the plans of the observatory development. Pat walks over to the site management office. It is a large two-story pop-up office, specifically opened for the building site. The door is open. She steps inside. The interior is somewhat scrubby and moderately busy with architects, trade and site managers walking by. It is a hot summer day. Pat is wearing black leather sandals and shortened, snugly fitted grey business trousers with side slits running up to her mid-thighs, revealing her long legs and lightly tanned skin. She is wearing a loose, airy, short-sleeved silver top that is tightened around her hips, suggesting her Amazonian figure. A smart casual look, slightly on the glamorous side. She wears a light orange lipstick and her naturally long eyelashes painted black. Her little fine silver necklace has a smiley medal with red love heart eyes. It is gently dropping over her décolletage. Pat can see Martin as she reaches the reception desk. "Hi, I have a meeting booked with, hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot his name. Let me double check. Oh, yes, of course. I have a meeting with Martin." The fan in the office is slightly lifting Pat's weightless shoulder-length blonde hair. She looks towards Martin. She knows him from their previous meeting, but Martin pays no attention to her. "Good morning. Martin is busy today." Another man appears near reception. "Why don't you speak with Jack instead? Jack, can you see the lady?" Pat feels disappointed. She's still looking towards Martin. Why did he drop the meeting and who is this man? She looks at Jack for a second and she feels a sudden electric flash running through her. But she's still thinking about Martin and not exactly paying attention to Jack.
"Come with me, please. I think it's best we go to the meeting room. This way."
Jack turns around and leads Pat towards the meeting room. Pat can only see Jack's back and his white helmet, but she notes his sporty figure. She brushes the thought right out of her mind as quickly as it came. But as she's following him, she's starting to feel some strange, strong energy that is really drawing her in and hard to ignore. She's fighting the feeling. They reach the meeting room door. Jack opens the door for Pat and lets her walk in. Pat looks into Jack's deep blue eyes and she instantly feels magnetized. Feeling rather embarrassed, she quickly gathers her professionalism. Hi, my name is Pat Sanchez. I am from the Wildlife Conservation Trust. What was your name again?
Jack Willowfield. I know where you come from, Pat. Martin informed me.
They shake hands. It's strong, feels good and longer than normal as they drift into each other's gaze. Almost as if neither of them would want to let go of the touch.
Please, sit down.
They sit opposite each other, closer than normal, at the end of an exceptionally large oval, real wood board meeting table. This room is tidy, clean, and looks like to be for important clients. Pat looks at the table, then Jack, and the door. There is a key in a lock. She looks at the key, then back to Jack. As they face each other, Jack looks at Pat astonished, trying to hide his expression. She does not know what to do with herself and looks at the key again. She's having this overcoming feeling in her chest and abdomen.
Martin is my development partner.
Martin? Oh, yes, of course, Martin. Sorry, what was your name again?
Jack Willowfield.
Thank you, Jack. I'm here to discuss the bordering of the wildcat conservation area to a shore to protect the colony from extinction. Martin was very helpful to try to facilitate your construction to be further away from the assigned area. As you may be aware, the colony plays an important role. As Pat is talking, Jack leans back so he can see more of Pat as a whole, and his eyes are clearly sweeping through her. She feels embarrassed and buzzing at the same time. She looks at the key in the lock again. It looks like as if the key is turning without anyone touching it. Her emotions are heightened. She wishes he would lock the room. She's feeling as if Jack is undressing her with his besotted gaze. At this point, all she wants is for the meeting to be over quick, so that she can get out fast. After all, she's here for business.
Pat, Martin asked me to convey it to you. Further to your previous meeting with him, our development company was told to receive the planning. We're just waiting for the paperwork to come through. I'm sorry, Pat, but it looks like we might need to move the border of your planned conservation area.
Moving the border?
Believe me, Pat.
Jack grins a little, looking stunned by Pat's presence. He cannot take his eyes off her.
Believe me, Pat, I'd rather move other borders here, but the cats may have to move. I would love to help you find a solution. Perhaps we could meet for coffee again to discuss?
She stands up and gets out her business card. This isn't a game, Mr. Willowfield. I'm leaving. Send me the documentation here. Feeling frustrated, she slaps the card on the table and leaves the room. Jack looks puzzled. A few months later. Pat is laying down on her back on soft moss in the middle of the forest at a clearing. She's staring upwards to the sky, surrounded by the beautiful green branches seen from below. The tall trees frame the blue sky. Fragrant smell of beautiful lilac bushes fills the fresh, clean air.
You stopped talking in the middle of the sentence. What about the meeting room table?
Pat turns her head to the side towards the voice. She's mesmerized from these deep blue eyes. There is a strong attraction, but she's very confused at the same time. I'm sorry. I do not remember you. Who are you?
Pat, I'm Jack. Pat, you were recently diagnosed not long after we met.
I was diagnosed? Oh, thank you for telling me. What is it? It is almost as if she pretends they are playing some sort of a game. It suddenly dawns on her. Jack, I do not want to live like this. I don't want to live like this anymore.
Come here.
He gives her a long, heartfelt hug.
Do you remember you told me how you wanted to go up on the crane?
Poor crane, what are you like? I would crush it, it would never fly again.
Not that one. Our big metal crane on the building site.
Jack, I always wanted to go up your large crane and give you a hug once on the top and...
You'd just about see one of the wild cat nests from there.
But the health and safety?
Pat, you've done the course. Don't you remember?
I'm sorry, Jack. I don't know anymore.
Let's go. Do it now. Up on the crane. The site's closed and empty. No one will see us.
They quickly get up from the mossy clearing, hold hands, and start running. They reach the gate. Jack gets his keys and opens the gate, and they get into the building site. They are climbing up the crane. Beautiful. This is all I wanted. With you, Jack. With... Oh... I'm confused. They are at the top. Jack is behind Pat, right up close. As he hugs her from behind, he slides up his hands under her jumper. She's wearing nothing underneath as usual. She has always been a free spirit. This is what she wanted, to be on top of the world while she still can, before it's too late. With her fearless nature, she leans over to investigate the forest from above. She no longer recalls the cats. She suddenly slips.
Pat! No! Don't pull! Pat!
Jack! Jack! She's falling into the unknown. Falling to her death. All her life flashes before her eyes. She sees the key in a lock inside the meeting room where they first met. Jack turns the key and locks the door. He pins her down onto the meeting table. Pat sees the planning permission. The observatory construction pushed the border out of the wildcat conservation area. She just keeps falling and falling. A never-ending fall. She sees a newspaper article with her photo. Miss Sanchez turns the head on a planning office. The wildcats are safe again. She sees Jack.
You will regret this, Pat.
She is in a doctor's consultation room.
I am sorry, Miss Sanchez. You have early onset dementia. It could be Alzheimer's disease, but we need further tests to determine.
She's playing table tennis. She's dancing, playing memory games, running, sprinting, long distance, winning. She's working and working. She's working on herself. She's running. She's sprinting. She's dancing. She's playing memory games, long distance, winning. She's in a doctor's consultation room.
Miss Sanchez, we found an unexplained improvement on your recent brain scans.
She just keeps falling and dreaming the inevitable. She's trying to hang on, grasping for the last strings of fibers, just like an unraveling knitted jumper turning back into plain fiber that falls tangled onto the ground. I win this! I win this! I win this! She sees herself and Jack on top of the meeting table becoming sensual. She suddenly sees the key again. The whirling photos speed up in front of her eyes. She's standing under a weeping willow tree in front of Jack. As Jack puts his hands on her shoulders, the key falls to the ground. Mr. Willowfield! Her body is just lying on the ground. Blood is pouring everywhere. The brick wall of the building office is gradually becoming soaking red.
Only a few things will we recall, with love, with gratitude. Only a few things on the hour in which I died. So if I cannot tell you with the words I do not find, I want you to know there are only a few things, only a few things on the hour in which I died.